If you were to sit down and scroll on the TikTok platform for about an hour, it's extremely likely that the algorithm would push familiar faces onto your screen. Despite the recurring figures, TikTok has recently reported over 1.5 billion users on the platform, meaning millions of people who you may never see have been posting on the app. I've personally been on TikTok since it was Musical.ly, and during what I would consider a long-standing time on the website, I feel like I've come across numerous users and scandals alike. But recently my For You page has been swarmed with videos of the creator Tyler Catastrophe. Today, we're going to take a look at the outrage and scandal surrounding Tyler Catastrophe and figure out why his videos have been pushed to so many users. Before I begin, I want to point out that this is a fairly recent addition to the ever-changing TikTok algorithm and thus may have new elements by the time this video is out. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Within Tyler Catastrophe's realm of TikTok, I believe a necessary context point actually begins before the growing social media presence of Tyler Catastrophe, and I believe it begins with a man named William Gold, or Wilbur Soot. This section is going to be a very brief crash course on Wilbur Soot, so feel free to skip ahead if you already are aware of this context. Now, many of you may have played Minecraft, or come across some form of Minecraft video on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. And if this is the case, or even if it isn't, it's very likely you've heard of a YouTuber called Dream, aka Dream Was Taken. Dream was a major Minecraft YouTuber, and he blew up in the past decade, notably creating the Minecraft realm called the Dream SMP, where many other Minecraft YouTubers streamed on and collaborated. Wilbur Soot was a major face of the Dream SMP, amassing millions of followers across his social media platforms. Some popular facts about Wilbur Soot include him residing in England and that he's actually a singer in a popular band called Lovejoy, both of which we will revisit later, so keep them in the back of your mind. Come 2024, Wilbur Soot faced serious allegations of emotional, financial, and physical abuse from his ex-girlfriend, and was subsequently ousted from many YouTube groups and faced a major backlash from fans. Many believe his apology failed to take accountability and ultimately decided to move away from him as a content creator. Wilbur Soot seemed to step away from social media, and many, like myself, did not hear about him for a couple of years. That was until Tyler Catastrophe. Despite Wilbur Soot's past, Tyler Catastrophe seemed to overlook his extreme allegations. In fact, Tyler Catastrophe's catalyst to niche internet fame started for many in his video where he proclaims his crush on Will Gold, Wilbur Soot, something he, quote, has had since 2019 when he heard him laugh in the background of someone else's video. In this preliminary video, many learned about Tyler Catastrophe's inability to fall for those aside from Wilbur Soot and his past as a semi-professional singer. It is also important to note from this original video, Tyler Catastrophe explains that he has interacted with Wilbur Soot in person, where he called him adorable. He has now been recognized at Lovejoy concerts and featured on fandom podcasts, making him believe, quote, there is a non-zero chance, leading him to post this confessional video. For lack of better words, this video was a major hit. Clips of Tyler Catastrophe began to flood the internet, with many finding other mentions of Lovejoy and Wilbur Soot across his videos. Users across TikTok began to call out Tyler Catastrophe's borderline parasocial behavior, in which back and forth feuds arose in comment sections and video replies. But by this point, Tyler Catastrophe actually moved away from my algorithm for a little bit, until his infamous message to Lovejoy. In the early months of 2026, a video in which Tyler Catastrophe reaches out to Lovejoy, essentially auditioning for a spot as their second vocalist, made its way across TikTok. Funnily enough, the original video from Tyler Catastrophe's account was actually published in April of 2025, meaning people really went digging for the video. The whole situation was ironic by this point, because it seemed this crush, which Tyler Catastrophe was adamantly claiming to be minor and just overall dismissing, had actually been featured across his social media for years. In this video, Tyler Catastrophe calls back to his roots as a singer and sings alongside a Lovejoy song, auditioning for their band. Some important takeaways from this video are, number one, Wilbur Soot is the primary vocalist of Lovejoy, meaning Tyler Catastrophe was essentially asking to work alongside him. And number 2, Tyler Catastrophe mentions that he currently lives in Texas, but wants to move to England, which would make it more convenient for the band if they did choose to accept his offer. If you will remember, Wilbur Soot lives in England. Tyler Catastrophe's seemingly obsessive crush on Wilbur Soot led him to gain a distinctive internet presence, but also backlash in the process. For many, this introduction of his unabashed nature and his infatuation with Lovejoy was only the stepping stone for what would come in the future. For others, this blurred line between crush and courtship left a sour feeling within them. For this section, I'm not going to give my opinion on the matter of moving. I'm simply going to lay out all of the facts presented on Tyler Catastrophe's desire to move, and attempt to see both sides, though admittedly it might be a bit difficult. Tyler Catastrophe's desire to move was blown up when videos began emphasizing that he randomly wanted to move to Brighton, with seemingly little to no reasoning. It should be noted here, Brighton is the city where Wilbur Soot happens to live, and whether or not Wilbur Soot was a key factor in Catastrophe's reasoning, it is something to consider. This part of the video will contain 2 subsections, one being Tyler Catastrophe's explanation for his location choice, and the other revolving around his controversial job offer. So, without further ado, why did Tyler Catastrophe choose England? After a barrage of comments and questions about his motive for moving to the South Coast, Tyler Catastrophe decided to publish a self-interview style video where he covers all reasons for his move. He begins by explaining that, rather than Brighton, Tyler Catastrophe was actually supposed to move to Bournemouth a couple years ago as a result of a job offer, though this alleged offer eventually fell through despite all of his preparations to move. Tyler Catastrophe did still want to leave Texas, and after sitting with himself, he came to the realization that he could just move out of the US on his own. England would then be the easiest choice, since he had already done most of the work to get ready to move there. Something that didn't add up then was why the switch to Brighton. Tyler Catastrophe did cover this, saying he had fallen in love with the South Coast on his visit to England. He felt safe in Brighton, had a lot of friends and support in the area, and was a massive fan of their football team. He later reinforces his choice of England by explaining to his audience that in his 26 years of life, the short time he spent in England was, quote, the only time something within him had just settled. Now, if we jump back into Tyler Catastrophe's explanation, where he tells the viewers about his job offer that fell through, an interesting storyline emerges. The job offer saga, as I'll call it, began in 2023, when Tyler Catastrophe himself posted about how he had received his dream job offer at a company in England. But in order to actually get there, he needed to make the move himself, prompting him to start a GoFundMe. What was this job offer, you might wonder? And for this question, we actually need to jump further back to 2019. In 2019, Catastrophe had been involved in a motor vehicle accident, and while under anesthesia, he DM'd Stuart Semple. If you don't know Stuart Semple, he is a famous artist/activist who is known for the Pinkest Pink and Black 3.0, both created to fight against exclusivist art supplies. He's also the owner of Culture Hustle, the company that Catastrophe later claims a job offer from. In his DM to Stuart Semple, Tyler Catastrophe states how much he admires him and his work, later in the video claiming that they continued to DM here and there. Eventually, Tyler Catastrophe decides to take a birthday trip to England and reaches out to a member of Culture Hustle's team via email, asking if he can stop by to say hi. The team member says yes, so, as said by Catastrophe, he spends the day in the studio. Tyler Catastrophe loved Culture Hustle and the environment, later on outright messaging Stuart asking if he would hire him, granted he could get out of his current living situation and to England by a certain time. Tyler Catastrophe then says that Stuart replied with a, "We could probably make that happen," I will interject here to point out that Tyler Catastrophe did admit he may have taken a positive maybe as a yes. But he then tells viewers that as he got closer to his designated moving time, all communication outright stopped. Tyler began to post several videos stating that a famous artist and activist he looked up to ghosted him after providing a job offer and left him almost homeless, which ruined his desire to paint. He recalls how Stewart was ghosting and stringing him on until Stewart's assistant finally gave him the no. After months of these videos, Stuart Semple finally addressed it online. In a recent collection of posts to his story, Semple recounts how Tyler Catastrophe had swung by the studio, but that a studio visit wasn't a job offer. He explains that Tyler had sent many messages to him and his crew, but believed only one member was in touch with him a significant amount. He finalizes by saying that Tyler was actually only with him for half an hour. Stewart makes sure to emphasize that he never offered Tyler Catastrophe a job. Regardless of the job debacle, Tyler Catastrophe needed a source of income and a way to generate revenue for moving to England outside of his GoFundMe. A job that does have connection to Culture Hustle, Tyler Catastrophe has placed extreme importance on his profession as an artist. Although jobs tend to be somewhat monotonous, even this facet of Tyler Catastrophe's life did not come without controversy. Many have criticized his artistic abilities, believing his paintings to lack knowledge of anatomy, and some even question the supplies he uses for his different pieces. Along with his paintings, Catastrophe specializes in beadwork, which he promotes through social media posts. These posts are often criticized because, rather than a mannequin, Tyler Catastrophe himself is seen sporting the handmade jewelry. Along with outrage about design flaws and skepticism on the quality of his goods, many viewers are quick to point out the very high prices on his items. There is a massive range in pricing regarding his work, some being in the upper double-digit range, while others are thousands of dollars. The main critique I've been seeing is that he seems to increase his prices without a major evidence or explanation. TikTok users explained frustrations with these pricings really well. So I'm going to play a video quickly, and I really recommend you check the whole thing out.
So the reason why Tyler charges so much for his paintings is because there are artists who charge that much, but they get away with it because their price matches their skill level. If you guys have seen that painting he did where that person is crying rainbow tears, you can tell if you're an artist, he does not study anatomy or color theory.
Overall, as with most things in the world, it seems much of Tyler Catastrophe's public persona and controversies have overlap with Wilbur Soot, England, and his different occupational paths. This video isn't meant to take a side against Tyler Catastrophe. Rather, I wanted to put together a brief timeline to outline the different scandals involving him at the moment. Obviously, this is only a short video, and there is a lot more to every story, so I totally recommend that if a certain part interests you, TikTok has a lot of videos up on this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. This video may have missed some stuff or not be 100% updated on the timeline, to which I apologize. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know your thoughts on the matter or if you have any extra takeaways and points on it.